Okay, I'm also going to export a JPEG so you can see what I mean about the white background. So maybe that will, if you're not familiar with graphics and stuff. So we don't have transparency, so we can't, there's nothing to check. So I'll download that. So that's downloading. Now we're going to Printify. This is my store for my store, but you can see some of these other computer AI generated graphics. I made buttons out of them. Here's the one we saw before, but yeah, it's pretty cool. I made a cup. So I'm going to make a shirt. Let's make a, and again, like I was telling you earlier, I use, well, I'm not going to put this on my store, so it doesn't really matter, but here's the shirt we're going to pick. I use Monster Digital. Feel free to pick whatever you want. And they have like different, they shows you like how many colors they have, you know, the options of the shirt. Like some people have a lot more. So that's kind of really nice. And for my device, I'm going to go to downloads. So here's our JPEG. Let's bring in the JPEG just real quick so that, and if we say that's fine, I think because we're on white. Let me go. Okay. That's black. So yeah, it's like this block of white. That's because it's a JPEG and it has no transparency. So that doesn't really work for us here. So we're going to delete that. And then we're going to... Sorry, my kids are screaming. We're having fun. This SVG was the first one we created. This, Printify gets a little weird here, but it's fine. It looks like it's just, it'll keep going, loading, but it's fine. Okay, it's actually, they fixed it. Awesome. But here we see on white or black, it's just the design. And you can use the tools here to kind of center it. Sometimes I use just like something with these because that way that's very consistent through all the shirts, you know, fun. You can make, I'd have to make another video. I mean, I could run through it, but I don't want this to get overcomplicated. But if you had a monster in white, like the actual, this, you could make this white and then the font, you make the font white monster and then have a black shirt and then it would be white, monster would be in white. So you could do that, and then here you would click, you'd bring in another image of the white font monster, and you click here to make it specified for this black shirt, and then you would have two different things going on. This white shirt would have this black monster font, and this black shirt would have a white monster's font. You can do that. So that's that, and let's preview it real quick. Yeah, I mean, you can kind of have an eye what you would wear. Like, I feel like it's a little low. All of these, I always feel like I try to raise it as high as I can. I wish it would go a little bit higher, but you just have to see what's appealing, you know, what to your taste. This is a little bit better. I would even like it to be further, but each different companies have different spaces where they print. That's another thing to kind of look at, how far they can print up here. Most of them go about up here, so it is what it is. So yeah. And obviously we go in here, and I kind of went through this before, but I actually remove these more expensive shirts because I only offer one price. So, okay, yeah. And there's our shirt, and then you click here and you publish it to your store. I'm not going to publish it but yeah, you would give it a name. You could add the sizing chart. And I covered this before, but yeah, here you can change the pricing, the margins, you know, and then just publish, send it to your store. So here's something that is kind of interesting and maybe even necessary. What if this monster is trademarked, right? What if someone trademarked it and you're using it? I personally don't. I think if you go to different websites and everyone's kind of using it, I kind of just run with it. But let's say you're worried about, you don't want to get sued or something, and that's legit. So if you go, see, if you go to the USPTO trademark search, so Google that, and then I guess click on this first one. If we click here, I think here, I don't really use this website that much, but just so you know, you can do your due diligence, right? So we're just going to type in monster, which is there, perfect. Maybe hit enter. Yeah. So here we're getting something. So maybe someone does have a. So I see 3 hits. So again, you would have to read all this, and it says living or dead, so they abandoned. Let me go back, maybe monster. So it looks like there's an abandoned date. 2019. So maybe register this and then start suing up other people. I don't know. But anyways, that's a good place to kind of check the patents of certain stuff, you know, in case you really want to be careful. Another thing that I was quickly, a new kind of thing that's happening, there's new AI. Maybe I'll make a video about it, but here's one of the shirts that I made using AI. This is all done by the computer. You just type in like, you know, imagine, you know, Frankenstein bride with neon hair, and then it creates. It just, using images, it has a library of a bunch of images. It builds it itself. I didn't do anything. I just said, imagine this, right? And so then it created this for me, and then that's it. And the nice thing is, since a computer generated this, it has no copyright claims or anything. So I have a folder of like hundreds of all these like computer generated. There's no copyrights, and actually I made a bunch of buttons and shirts and things like that. It's pretty cool. Something to think about. It's kind of where the possibilities if you don't want to create your own designs. I think that looks pretty good. I mean, I don't think I could have done this in Photoshop, but okay. Okay, so I wanted to give you some more ideas with designs, because if you don't have designs, then you don't have a business, right? So a good place to start would be, this is more of a paid, like if you need to pay. If you go to like Fiverr.com, I may have my affiliate down below, but if you go to Fiverr.com, they you can find people who will do this kind of work for you. Christmas is coming up, so you know, there's a lot of money. People buy a lot of stuff at Christmas, so you know, big thing is look at the reviews. Look at the reviews, and like see here's like $5. You know, you can get something done and just buy a couple shirts. Just say continue, and you can go through this like any kind of service. And yeah, that's one option you can do. Let's say you want kid shirts, maybe. You know, you can get some new design ideas. Another thing you can do as well is, you know, copy something from Amazon or Etsy, a design you like, copy that, and then send it to them as a JPEG, as a picture, and then tell them you want something like this, and then they'll riff off that and make their own version of it. That way, you get something that, you know, people are buying, and it's very similar to what's already buying, and it's a good way to go. So that's one option. Fiverr's good. This was newer. I got this for like a month, and I'm not really going to continue with it, but only because I didn't find the stuff for me. This website is Profit Busters. Let's see. Winners. Supposedly their deal is that they do the research and the research on these shirts, and whatever it's winning, they'll put it up here. So you find your niche, whatever that's going to be. Again, I can already cancel this because I couldn't find stuff for what I'm looking for, but they do have a lot of stuff, so that's something to consider. Let's look at Christmas, since Christmas is coming up and a lot of people buy for Christmas. So again, this is a good place because they've done the research. They know what's selling, what's making money, and when you click on it, it'll tell you what they're seeing with the sales. So that's what you want. You want to riff or off stuff that's already making money. So you can go through that if you're interested in this service. You can check them out. They're called profitbusters.com. Another one, Creative Fabrica is really big. They have shirts too and stuff like that. I mostly use them for fonts. So when I buy a font, you know, they have different kinds of font will make your design. Like if you have a cool font that no one else has, some fonts are really interesting looking. You know, that in itself is a shirt, right? So you can get them for a couple bucks. Make sure that you get you read the you know, the licensing on it. You know, like says lifetime license, or you can use it for commercial use. That way you don't get in trouble later if you just don't want to chance stuff like that. And you can get a subscription too, and it'll be cheaper or free or not, because you're paying for the subscription. So I recommend this one, the Creative Fabric. And the new thing that they have that I just found with them, if you look at it's called under Creative Fabrica, Spark. They actually have AI. So this is interesting. I did this one, it's not the best, but let's say I want to do like a Christmas cat. And I'm sure you probably have to pay for this service too, but if you want a high resolution version of this, but just if you want to play with AI, this is a much easier. The way I was doing with other software, it's way more complicated. But so here we go. And I think you actually own this, like it's under your name. So, I mean, this is kind of creepy, so I recommend, that one's kind of creepy. That one, and you just keep hitting ignite and you'll get different things. So that's something to play with. Yeah, I'll leave it at that.